and welcome. I'm Lynn of Lynn X Stitches Creates, and welcome to my floss tube about counted cross stitch and the project bags I make. It is Monday, January 23rd, 2023, and this is Floss Tube episode number 70. Welcome if you are new. I've had a bunch of new subscribers, partly from Stitch Away, partly from other people talking about me and my birthday, and I appreciate you stopping by for a visit. I hope you like what you see and you'll consider subscribing and coming back and visiting more. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. As always, you know how much I love and appreciate you, so thank you. It's been a busy week. We've had a snow day here in Cincinnati. Saturday, you know, they were predicting, oh, maybe some slushy snow and it'll be gone by the afternoon because it's going to rain. Yet that did not happen. We ended up with, I don't know what the official count is. I think definitely 4, if not 6 inches of snow. So yesterday, Sunday, the 22nd, was a very snowy day. We stayed home. We stayed in sweatpants. You know, there was no going out yesterday because our road did not get plowed till very, very late. And by that time, you know, it was almost dark. I said to my husband, that's silly. Don't go out there now. You know, that's ridiculous. So he shoveled this morning. I can't help him right now because I've been having issues with my back since October. So for me to help shovel, especially yesterday's snow was very wet and heavy, so it would not have been a good thing for me. So anyway, yeah. So 24 hours of cross stitch this weekend. If you follow Jen Lee, who is Quirks and Stitches on Instagram, she is the creator of it. There are 4 weekends each year, and this weekend was the first one for 2023. I did not make it 24 hours, and I didn't post very well. I posted, I think, once for it. Not that I wasn't stitching, and I calculate, I probably stitched at least 12, if not 14 hours this weekend. But I don't know. I was in a mood, you know. Birthdays do that sometimes, just get you in a mood. So, but I have stitched a lot. I've kept up with my Bringo, which is part of the magazine monthly challenge group for January. I am all caught up. There are only 2 more days, so that means only 2 more hours of stitching for that, and it is complete, which, yay. So I will have a blackout this month, so that's exciting. You know, when you make the goals at the beginning of the month, you're all gung-ho, especially at the beginning of the new year, and then, you know, life happens, and but I kept up with it. So, and I've got finishes, so it's going to be a busy episode. So I'll stop babbling now. So my first finish, I had this on my Bringo board. Let's see. Yes. So this week I stitched on it. Right. That was the only time. I had stitched on it twice last weekend when I was at Stitch Away, which was very appropriate. And then I stitched on it on the 19th as my oldest whip. It was the Keepsakes pattern from the 2020 Stitch Away, and it is now complete. And this is Keepsakes and Tokens Blue. There was more than just an hour's worth left when I started it, but I was stitching at Keepsakes with my friends on Saturday, and I rounded that corner, and I'm just like, I want to finish, and I want to finish here. Because I started it at Keepsakes. It was my leap day start, so February 29th, 2020. We got it at Stitch Away, but I didn't start it till then. This is on 28 count. Picture this plus ale, which is the called for fabric. All of the called for floss. I put the buttons on that came with it. And there's, let's see, this butterfly has Krynic, which they also gave us that year. So this is by Tellin Emblem. Chris Ann Tellin was the designer for Stitch Away 2020. She came back in 2022 because we didn't have one in 2021. And she was at StitchCon Weekend A last year. So if you get a chance to meet her, she's a wonderful lady and just beautiful, beautiful stitch. So that was my finish on Saturday, January 21st. And then I had a new start because there's a companion piece, which is Keepsakes and Tokens pink. And it says, please look upon this needlework token as a symbol of true love unspoken. So I've started up in the corner with the border mimics the gingham bags from Keepsakes. If you've ever shopped at Keepsakes, let's see, I have one here. This is Barbara's signature bag. So on the blue one, she used the green and blue, and on the pink one for the border, she's using green and pink. So that's my start. I started it yesterday on my birthday. I wanted to get going on it. So because Keepsakes and Tokens is on my Whip Go board, it has not yet been called for this year. I thought about just crossing it off and just being done and saying, oh, you know, it's a finish before it's called. I'm like, no, that's silly. It's the beginning of the year. I will work on it when it's called the 2 times, because I put it on twice. So, because I had wanted to get that one done, not realizing that I would get so motivated this month. So yeah, so a start and a finish. That was Saturday and Sunday. My other finish was also yesterday. Yesterday's Bringo call was smallest whip, and I started this last year as my magazine start, and I worked on it one other time as a whip from a magazine, because, you know, it's a magazine monthly challenge group. You should be working on something from a magazine. And it's There's Always Time for Tea by Emma Congdon. I folded it over, but it's still, so there it is. So it is a small little piece. I think it's adorable. I might have that as a small for a smalls exchange at one of the retreats I'm going to this year. Don't know. It's by Emma Congdon, who is Stitchrovia. It was in Cross Stitch Crazy magazine originally. And if you're interested, someone had ripped these out of the magazine before they donated them to Keepsakes. And if you're interested in these, let me know. Let's see. We'll do it as a giveaway. And I'm going to fold them, so be aware. I'm going to fold them and put them in a regular envelope. Say T in your comment, and I will pull a winner. Because the reason I'm saying that, yes, I know you're saying, Lynn, there's more patterns. Well, that's because Lynn really liked them and saw them on Emma Congdon's Etsy page and bought them too. So I have a digital copy as well. So if you would like these pages from, and besides the fact this is Cross Stitch Crazy, I have the entire collection of Cross Stitch Crazy. I can find them in my magazines if I need a magazine copy. But I do, like I said, I bought the digital. So if you're interested, say T in your comment. And remember, don't say giveaway. Don't say, you know, whatever. If you want to say, I want to stitch T, that's fine. But don't say any of the words that are gonna, because there are bots out there right now. Deb and Kef from Snug Harbor Crafts have had some kind of crazy thing where it's commenting on people's comments to them and saying that they're the winner and asking for their email and things like that. And I want to say there was another Flosstuber that said the same thing. And it's doing it in such a way that they can't see the comment, which is really scary. So please, if you ever see anything like that on mine, I will never ask you for your address right there. You know, I will have you email me, kind of thing. So if it's not going to my email, it's not me. Having said all that, so this is on a mystery fabric that I purchased at Keepsakes. It was just like extra yardage from something, I don't know what. I used Almond M&M silks. I used amethyst. I used iris. I used tie-dye silks. And there is, and then Blue Lagoon. And Blue Lagoon is what the lettering is in. So I did fussy cut a little bit, but not really. So two finishes. And then my other new start, my birthday start, yesterday. I didn't think about posting because, like I said, in a mood, I don't know. And I forgot. So for my birthday, I had said if anyone was interested in starting with me, if you wanted to stitch with me and celebrate with me, I had the hashtag Lynn's Dragon Birthday Sal, stitch on an ink circles pattern, stitch on something Snoopy, stitch on something cats, you know, broad, just stitch on whatever, tag me in it so that I can, you know, just know you're thinking about me and celebrating with me. And a lot of you did, and I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun to see stitching. Someone actually was working on the same one that I started, which is the Ink Circles Elemental Dragons Fire. And she had a center start, and it looked really cool. Now, I started with the corner dragon. I started a left-hand corner. So this dragon here. So that's why he's going to be, let's see, this is up. So that's why he's sideways. So this is what he looks like if you were to hold him up. So I started with Cottage Garden Threads Mailbox. So that's what that looks all taken apart. And I've got two other threads I'm going to use. This fabric, isn't it gorgeous? Is Fortnite Fabrics Love Bug. And it is just so beautiful, this fabric. And I'm using my Happy Birthday Needle Minder, which Jan, the finisher at Keepsakes, gave me. So Jan has finished the stitch on Instagram. So that's my first dragon in yesterday. And was zooming with friends. It was a lot of fun. Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and Beth, who is Busy Bee Stitches, and Athena, Stitching Goddess Designs. They were all working on Half the Fun by Ink Circles, which is all travel pieces, which is really cute. It's like every mode of transportation imaginable, unicycle even. I mean, it's crazy. Tracy is so creative in the things that she's done. Another friend was working on, Christine, I think it's called Shards, and it's amazing, very detailed, but she likes doing hate, so, you know, that makes sense for her. So yeah, so thank you. If you tagged me, I really appreciate it. And thank you for everybody who just commented on the post and wished me happy birthday. It made my day, because it was kind of gloomy. Even with all the snow, it was kind of gloomy. So okay, so we have got other, oops. Oh, and while I was, this one's not on my Bringo, so I'll show it. After I finished Keepsakes and Tokens Blue, there was still time to stitch at Keepsakes. And it was a busy, busy day at Keepsakes. I guess because it had been closed the weekend before with Stitch Away, everyone made up for lost time this Saturday. There was a whole family in. The husband, Rob, who said to call him the Italian Stallion on YouTube, said was stuck. He was a piece of work. He was taking care of the grandson most of the time, but he also sat at the table with us and was talking and laughing, and he was funny. And then later, after that family left, there was a suburban of ladies from Indiana. 7 or 8 ladies came in, and you know, it was a lot of fun just being there. And you know, some of the staff is like, how can you stitch when it's this crazy? I'm like, well, I watch Flosstube when I'm stitching, so you know, I can just tune it out every now and then. But anyway, it finally settled down about 3, and that's when I had finished Keepsakes and Tokens. So I pulled out from Luminous Fiber Arts, Counting is Hard. Goodness, do I have my light up too far? Let me take it down a notch. There we go, that's better so you can see it. So, Counting is Hard. And I think I took a picture. If I didn't, basically all the white is what I'm putting in now. So, move my thread out of the way. So I've been working on the bird. I've got the scissors in. I had started this on another fabric, didn't like it, and restarted it on this, which is coconut shell. It's 28 count by Stitch Me, and I think the colors just look really nice on that. So that's one I'd like to get back to too and get done. I have the other one over there that's in my, that's up there. I can't do it. Over that way. That's also Luminous Fiber Arts. That's on my intro. So I would like that. Savor every stitch. So I would like to get Counting is Hard done as well. Okay. So I had called Home of a Needleworker 2 by Little House Needleworks. That was called for, let's see. This week it was just called for A Whip You Dread. And this is what it looks like. And I love this piece, and the reason I put it down for A Whip You Dread is because I made a mistake in it. And every time I pull it out, I look at it and think, should I fix it? But it is way too far. It's too far to fix it now. So I've just got to go with it. So this is, let's see. So this time I put in all this green and I put in that. So this side is now done. So all I've got to do, I've got to finish worker, and then there's some bottom border. And then this one will be done too. And this is another call for my whip go. So since I'm caught up on my my Bringo, I can focus on whip go now as well and try to finish. So that one, be looking for that one getting done. And then I can work on the one that's on the other end of the fabric. So that's that. Then I had, let's see, I had Whip It Good by Heartstring Samplery. So that's what that looks like. I'm using Bestitch Me 32 count, no 28 count Lotus, and the silk is Bestitch Me Stardust. And I had Whip It Good for an indoor out activity and also for part of a series. So if I have the picture, hopefully I've been putting pictures in. And this is where it is now. I've gotten to the corner. So this is as wide as it's going to be. So hopefully the next time I get it out, I believe this is on my WIPCO too. I'll have finished that page and start getting to the bottom corners. So that's probably almost half done. A little bit more maybe. So very excited about that. And no, I don't cut my fabric. I get nervous that I'm going to cut it too short. So I just roll it as I'm working on it. And that way too, I have more than enough to fit in my Q-snap comfortably. And then I was working on Cats on Parade by Blackbird Designs. And this was called for Whip with an Animal on it. And that's actually today's call. And I put in, so I've finished the flag that the third cat's holding. I've got the paw and his head. So he's so close to being finished too. So close. And these were 2020 starts. Cats on Parade. And I'm using, this is a Fortnite fabric. This is Daffodil from Fortnite Fabrics. And the floss is Gentle Arts Espresso Bean. So it's just a very dark brown. I'll put those all away in a minute. Then I had called Sky High Santa was called for an outdoor activity. Sky High Santa is my grandson's Christmas stocking that I want to get done this year. So after this month, because I had him on Bringo, I didn't, I'm going to be doing 25/7 with him after this month, but I figured with Bringo, I didn't need to do that. So hopefully I have the picture, and this is where he is now. So I put in all the green dividers, I put in the green squares, the yellow crosses, and started filling up into there. So next time I work, I'll finish filling around, and then I'm going to keep going, getting the balloon bigger and bigger. Because the balloon is a huge chunk of this stocking. So, but he's very cute. I just love the Santa on here. And then the last Bringo call, which I also did a couple of hours on Saturday night on this, because it's part of my WIPCO for this month, is Dorney Lane by Rosewood Manor. And this is what it's going to look like. I have now gotten all the way, so all the way across to here. So I'm so close to getting to the corner. It's exciting. This is big. So, and this is called for fabric, called for floss. And so that's where, so I put in a bunch of this, I put in here, I did all this. So the corner will probably be about here. So it's exciting. It's enjoyable as long as I have to take it in chunks. And because if I think about how big it is, then I start to wig out a little bit that I'm never going to be done. So silly. But I really do love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. I almost forgot. I have one more project to show. I don't know how it didn't end up in my bag, but we had a Zoom meeting of the people that started Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place on Thursday the 19th. We're going to try to meet through a Facebook group chat. It wasn't Zoom, it was Facebook group chat. Every 19th of the month. We picked that date because September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. So we thought, okay, the 19th is a good place. So this is what it looks like. And I folded it up the other way. And this is where I am now. So I added all of this on the center pole. So I am right here and I've gone all the way down. So I can either finish that pole or I can start going out and getting into, because I was looking online and someone has some of the blue water and the ship mat. Oh, it's gorgeous, the ship front once it's done. So this is a long-term project because it's huge. So it's a long-term project. Sorry about that, I pulled everything down, but it's a lot of fun. So the 19th of every month, if you're working on Glendon Place, Poltergeist Pirates, message me either on Instagram or Facebook, and I can add you to the group and you can join us and sit and chat. We had a great time. We talked about everything from where we've lived to arcade games of the 80s and 90s. So it was a lot of fun. So hope you enjoy. Hope you'll join in. That is all my stitching. So a lot of stitching. Here we are, almost 20 minutes later. And that was for largest whip. That will be called, my last two, for the last 2 days of Whip Go, or Bring Go rather, are Dorney Lane and Sky High Santa. So you will definitely see those next week. And I will have hopefully at least 2 more hours in on Dorney Lane to complete my Whip Go on that, because that was one of the calls for Whip Go. So yeah, so busy stitching. I told you I was at Keepsakes, so I got my make and take last week. Before we leave Sunday morning, Barbara always gathers everyone together that's still there and gives us a little item to make and take with us. And because the theme of the weekend had been bluebirds, she gave us a little nest with 3 little eggs, and then gave us the supplies to make these stick pins. So we got to put them on, you know, however we wanted on the pins, and then there's a little silver crimp bead that you, a little bead that you take and you crimpers and make it so that it stays. So yeah, So that's my make and take. Oh, and I wanted to tell you that Keepsakes now has an online store. It's very small. It is only going to be for things that are exclusive to Keepsakes, not the entire store, because to get that whole store, everything on that store online would be crazy. And they don't have the staff to deal with filling orders for an online store. But if you are interested in sorry, getting a message. If you are interested in purchasing the pattern that JBW Designs did for Stitch Away, the beautiful Bluebird of Happiness sampler, that is available online through their store. They have that pattern, and they have 2 choices of fabric, all the counts available for you to purchase. So you need to check it out if you're interested. They may be out of the pattern right now because the response was really remarkable, and they have to catch up on that before they can fill more orders. And if you didn't know, they have a floss tube now that's Keepsakes, and I have that all linked in my description box. So check out Barbara's video at Stitch Away. There's beautiful video of everything that was for sale in the annex, the pop-up shop that Barbara did, pictures of people stitching, videos of the brag table, which I was bad and didn't do, and there were some gorgeous things on that brag table. So you can check it out. Gives you a little more in depth of what Stitch Away was like last weekend. And JBW Designs, Judy, she did a video too, and it was wonderful. So check those out. And for my birthday, I got in the mail from Sarah, who's, I swear I'm stitching on Flosstube and is Eat My Oxygen on Instagram. She sent me this really cute Snoopy card. Today there's a note of happy in the air. I'm pretty sure it's all about you. So I think he got damaged in the mail because he's not playing. She also sent me Heart and Hand, Doodle Spring. Isn't that pretty? And then she sent me a D20 sticker. And look at this. She had a wooden Snoopy button. I'm going to have to find something special to put him on, but he's got to go on something. Ooh. I think I may know what. Something that I'm working on finishing. So thank you again, Sarah. I already messaged Sarah, but I really appreciate you thinking of me. And then my friend Tiffany Pike, who makes the beautiful, beautiful cards, she stopped by. She had a busy day. She didn't have time to stay and stitch, but she stopped by to drop off birthday presents. Look at this beautiful card that she made for me. Isn't that gorgeous? And then she found for me this mug. And you know I like a big mug when I'm drinking my tea. If I'm going to drink my tea, I want a big mug. Isn't he cute? And that nose is empty. So this is a challenge mug. If you've never had a mug like this, if you drink from it the wrong way, you're going to get sloshed with tea because an air bubble will form. And I have to remember the correct way to do it. I think it's sideways. We had, years ago, in South Carolina, we went to Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede. It's kind of like the southern version of, oh gosh, the night one. Oh gosh, isn't that terrible? I can't think of it. But so, you know, it was a big show, and the plastic mugs that you drank out of were cowboy boots. So you had to be careful because of that toe, because if you drank wrong, you would form that air bubble and it would all of a sudden all slosh in your face. But I love him. He is so cute. Thank you so much, Tiffany. You are such a special lady. I so appreciate you thinking of me. So yeah. So it was a nice birthday. It was a quiet birthday. I got to do what I wanted, was to stitch. My daughter was a little sad that we didn't get to go out, but you know, what are you gonna do? Snow. It's winter. I was actually, the year I was born, there was actually a blizzard. My mom said that nobody could get to the hospital to see her and me except for my one aunt and uncle, because my uncle's a crazy person, or was a crazy person. He's gone now. He was a bus driver for a while too, so he was able to make it through the snow to the hospital, which the roads that he had to take were not the best. They're not the best now, and they certainly weren't the best then. So, you know, God definitely watched over them to get to come see me at the hospital. So I always thank them for that. Let's see. I got, well, let's, last week's Black Needle Society Challenge deck was to stitch on a piece with a quote. Keepsakes and Tokens blue, even a finish. Today is stitch on a piece with bands. And I do not have a band sampler. I could start one because I had gotten from Stitchonomy the free Christmas one. But yeah, I don't have anything with bands. Oops. Next Sunday on the 29th is Acorns and Threads Gathering of the Nuts. It's their yearly retreat. This year they will have it in person as well as digitally. I'm just going digitally. I got my package, which comes with snack. You know, those M&Ms, keep your fingers clean. My letter welcoming me to the Gathering of the Nuts with my raffle ticket. My 2023 charm, which will go on my name tag. So my name tag is right here. And did I lose the back of my name tag? Uh-oh. I gotta find the magnet for the back of my name tag. So I went to my first one in 2021. 2022, we'll have 2023. This is when I went to my in-person retreat back in October. So, and then here is our goodies, which will be our kit and whatever, for whatever designer. We don't know what designer. So I have not opened it. You can see it's all sealed up. I just opened my outside package. So if you got yours and you haven't opened your package, there is a letter with information in there that you want to open. So that'll be my next retreat. I don't think I have a retreat again until May, which is Teresa Kogut at Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio. Yeah, so that's about it. Be careful out there. That is one thing I wanted to say. one of the designers posted, Primrose Cottage had posted, someone on Etsy was stealing her pattern. They did not have permission to be selling her pattern. They were selling digital copies, and she asked everyone to report the person to Etsy. By the time I saw that post and went and checked the person out, the Primrose Cottage pattern was no longer there, but there were a bunch of lavender and lace patterns, the Celtic ladies, and I am almost 100% positive that Lavender and Lace does not ever sell patterns PDF only. They're only physical copies, and they were selling them for $6.60, which I know is not right. So be careful. If you see something on Etsy and it's not the actual designer, have a care. It may be stolen property. There's a lot out there that I've gotten emails of companies trying to get me to advertise to you, my subscribers, for things that they have stolen the rights to, that they did not pay to have the rights to sell the items on their website, and they're selling them for ridiculous prices, like $4 and $5, which is not right. So always be careful, because the designers, they love what they do, yes, but they also really don't make that much from their work. So to take away what they do make is just wrong. So copyright infringements, things like that, just be careful. Make sure you're buying from reputable, and even sometimes the reputable companies, things sneak through. So having said all that, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.